What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm Michigan Sports Talk here, and in this one we just got news that the Big Ten is suspending Jim Harbaugh for 3 games, the remainder of the regular season. As the news just came out, and be going over what Michigan's response will be to this, as there is still potential that Jim Harbaugh can still coach the rest of the season. Going to be going over how that's possible, plus coaches and analysts defend Michigan, and we're also going to be going over what jerseys Michigan will be wearing tomorrow against Penn State. It's all going to be in this video and more, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so it's just been released that the Big Ten is banning Coach Jim Harbaugh from coaching on the sidelines for the remainder of the regular season. Just came out a couple minutes ago. Now, Michigan and the football team currently, as I'm making this video, they are on the plane to go to Penn State right now. And of course, the Big Ten is going to drop this news right when they're in the air on the way to Penn State. To me, this is just a childish play by the Big Ten and the Big Ten Commissioner Tony Petitti. Now, Michigan, I'm sure they are going to set up to get an injunction or a temporary restraining order that, if granted by a judge, will allow Coach Harbaugh to continue coaching. They're expected to swiftly file an injunction. So the Big Ten, they obviously are choosing war with Michigan right now. And Michigan, all I can say is that they have been prepared for anything that comes their way with a punishment on Coach Jim Harbaugh. Now, Michigan did just release a statement. It states, like all members of the Big Ten Conference, we are entitled to a fair, deliberate, and thoughtful process to determine the full set of facts before a judgment is rendered. Today's action by Commissioner Tony Petitti disregards the conference's own handbook, violates basic tenets of due process, and sets an untenable precedent of assessing penalties before an investigation has been completed. They also say that Commissioner Petitti's hasty action today suggests that this is more about reacting to pressure from other conference members than a desire to apply the rules fairly and impartially. By taking this action at this hour, the commissioner is personally inserting himself onto the sidelines and altering the level playing field that he is claiming to preserve, and doing so on Veterans Day, a court holiday, to try to thwart the university from seeking immediate judicial relief is hardly a profile in impartiality. And they say, to ensure fairness in the process, we intend to seek a court order together with Coach Harbaugh, preventing this disciplinary action from taking effect. We obviously got news on Wednesday. I posted it in a community tab post that 11 Michigan lawmakers have sent a letter to the Big Ten urging Commissioner Tony Petitti to act prudently and refrain from taking any premature measures against one of our state universities, including their athletic program, football team, or coaching staff. So that just, stated that the law is on Michigan's side and they are ready to fight this thing with the Big Ten. That came out on Wednesday. There were rumors that the Big Ten was reportedly expected to punish Jim Harbaugh yesterday. On Thursday, it didn't come out. Michigan also sent their letter to the Big Ten as well on Wednesday. Then we got news early this morning that the Big Ten was going to announce something this afternoon. However, they waited until Michigan left to go to Penn State, as they're up in the air on a plane right now as we speak. Now, Jim Harbaugh, he is, I guess, supposed to or will be allowed to coach during the week. However, he won't be able to be on the sidelines. That is, if obviously Michigan can't get an injunction from the judges. And again, Michigan's whole reason in response to the Big Ten was based primarily around the idea of due process in letting the investigation, the NCAA investigation process play out, since as of right now, the NCAA still yet to find any evidence that connects Jim Harbaugh being involved in any way with the allegations of Connor Stalions' operation. Michigan also stated in their letter to the Big Ten that the rarely used sportsmanship policy hasn't been utilized to issue a punishment before all of the facts of a case are known. According to Yahoo Sports, the Michigan letter read, "We are not aware of a single instance in which the sportsmanship policy has ever been deployed as a backdoor way of holding an institution responsible for a rule violation that has not been established." He also said the NCAA has not yet been able to provide significant evidence. According to Michigan and the Big Ten, they're relying on summaries and descriptions of evidence. So Michigan's going to try to fight this off. because the Big Ten, rushing to judgment, not a good look. And obviously this whole thing started with other Big Ten coaches and ADs wanting Michigan and Jim Harbaugh punished for this. And that's mainly how this all started. Not even from the Big Ten itself wanting to punish Jim Harbaugh. It was the other coaches wanting him to be punished. So Tony Petitti basically was being bullied into suspending and punishing Jim Harbaugh. Meanwhile, Michigan has already given Big Ten evidence of Ohio State, Rutgers, and Purdue violating the conference's sportsmanship policy, like they're saying Michigan violated, because they apparently helped each other in stealing Michigan signs and giving Michigan signs, which, let's face it, is basically the same thing as in-person scouting, except you're not having to do all the work to go and scout in person. Other coaches are handing you their signs, and if it does come out and Michigan does get an injunction granted from a judge, I will post that news in a community post tab on my channel, so be on the lookout for that if that does happen. But some big news here: Big Ten, Michigan, the war has started. Michigan is not going to back down. They are prepared. They've been prepared to receive this punishment from the Big Ten, and they are ready to, take this to court if they have to. So let me know what you guys think about this. Michigan, they take on Penn State tomorrow. So Michigan, they will be trying to get an injunction. Obviously the Michigan side of things, their confidence is high in getting an injunction, but it isn't for sure. So we just have to wait and see if they're able to get it. But if they are, he will be able to coach tomorrow against Penn State. And like I said, Michigan, they have been ready for this. So I'm sure they will, try to get this as quickly and swiftly as possible now. So that's where we stand right now. I did want to talk about a couple of coaches and people coming out defending Michigan. First one is Biff Poggi. Today he tweeted out, "I have been quiet on the Michigan situation, but no longer. I was closer to Jim Harbaugh over the last 3 years than anyone except his wife and kids. If Jim knew, I would have known. I didn't know, and neither did he. And he said, I staked my reputation on it. Stop whining and get a better team." So Biff Poggi keeping it real right there. Desmond Howard also came out and talked about it on multiple TV networks on ESPN today. First thing he said: "This would never happen in the SEC, and the commissioners actually treating Michigan unfairly." He said, "Are you telling me they would do this to Nick Saban in Alabama? Heck no." He also said that the Big Ten commissioner has almost been bullied by coaches and ADs who have like a competitive agenda, so to speak. He also listed on First Take to Stephen A. Smith the reasons as to why Michigan has had their past success these past 2 seasons, and that's because of the good assistant coaches that Jim Harbaugh has gotten. Also, not to mention the multiple first, second round draft picks and all the NFL draft picks they have been producing these past 2 seasons. He also said that if Michigan, obviously if they win out, they beat Penn State, they beat Ohio State, because Connor Stalions is off of the team. And he just said, how can you go through the gauntlet knowing they've played these games as clean as possible because the scandal's out, but they still win out? He said that is an incredible run. Of course that's not tainted, of course not. So let me know what you guys think all about this. Right now Michigan, like I said, they're on their way to Penn State. The Michigan football team was seen wearing Michigan versus everybody shirts as they were heading onto the plane to take off to Penn State. And also we got some jersey news for Michigan. They will be wearing their white with maize pants tomorrow. Going to be having their white tops, maize pants, and maize accessories. But with that is going to wrap up today's video. Michigan takes on Penn State tomorrow. And boy, oh boy, if this team didn't have enough motivation already. But other than that, hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you guys go ahead, drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more. If you are new around here, I greatly appreciate it. But other than that, we will see you guys in the next video. And of course, go blue, Michigan versus everybody.